Wizards of the Coast thought they had it all figured out when they introduced play boosters, starting with Karlov Manor. But now that we have the sales numbers, now that we know what the upcoming sets are starting to shape up to look like, this has left a lot of players near their boiling point and left a lot to be desired from Wizards of the Coast. Where do you start on a conversation that leads down only one path, and that is going to be what's wrong with play boosters? It is the direction of the conversation today, and I'm thanking you for hanging out and listening to all this. Welcome back, everyone. MTG Moxman here, and thanks again for hanging out with me on my channel today. A reminder that if you want to see more of the Moxman, all you've got to do is hit that subscribe button, turn on some notification bells, and new content comes out every single day. And of course, we are starting today with play boosters because I've gotten a lot of the information in now. I've seen how the sets have rolled out, and I got the sales figures to back myself up and say, it's not going well, Wizards of the Coast. You've made a mistake, a flaw, a fatal error somewhere in how you decide to put these products together. I'm sure on paper this looked amazing for a company like Wizards of the Coast. Hasbro was happy with it. They're like, hey, you're getting rid of all kinds, you're trimming all the fat. You got rid of set, you got rid of draft, you combined into play boosters. It's going to make us more money. We're good with that. You've cut out things like these clash decks. You've gotten rid of all kinds of dual decks. You've got rid of brawl decks, Pioneer, pre-formatted decks. You've gotten rid of Jumpstart. All these things that weren't making us money, you got rid of them. And let's face it, they can put together an amazing set. I'm not taking away from Wizards of the Coast R&D department, not at all. But when a company like Hasbro is happy with Wizards of the Coast because they've trimmed enough fat, it leaves one thing left. That's the price. Because this is a game. It is supposed to be played and enjoyed by players daily. Well, when you have, if you want people to enjoy your game daily, not weekly, not monthly, but every day, you want people to be able to pull out a deck and play the game. You want them to go on Arena. You want them to go play Paper Magic at their local F&M. You want them to go to their LGS and have a good time. All of that, whenever you want to crack a new pack, it costs money. And when you look at a play booster, I think in the US they're around $170 US per box. And here in Canada, they're $209 plus HST, PST, GST, taxes in general. Okay, so here in Canada, you're looking around $250 a box, whereas in the US, you're looking around what? Depending on your tax rate, we'll say $180, $190, whatever it's going to be. It's a ton of money, guys. It's a huge amount of money, and it looks way different than it did 5 years ago. Now, I'm not saying that inflation and things don't have to creep up into the market space and things have to cost more money. We know inflation is there. It's the way in which they did it. It's the way in which they narrowed the lanes. So you only had 1 point to go through. You had one little narrow strip now where you've got to go down. Or you can take the express toll route to collector booster boxes. Those are your two options. Or you can take the old back country road and get a bundle pack. But you're not getting a lot of value there. There's a lot of pitfalls and holes there that really don't work well with what players are trying to do when they want to crack a pack and have a good time. Which means that this company has a lot of holes they have to fill, a lot of problems. Now, there's no way that this company is going to backtrack on their prices. They have set the price point. They are going to go forward with it, even to their own damnation. They are going ahead with the price point they put in place. We can quibble about it. We can be angry about it. We can get frustrated about it. And we can choose to spend our money elsewhere. In case people haven't wondered why, the singles market is just through the roof. The singles overall, week after week, month after month now, are so far ahead of anything being opened that it's eventually going to cause a backup in the system. We've discussed this before, and that's not what I'm here to hash out today again, because I'm already starting to see some of those prices trickle down where commons and uncommons like $4 or $5. It's kind of crazy. It will get worse before it gets better. Now, I know other people out there believe that eventually the system will smooth itself out, that the road will become less bumpy, people will get used to play boosters, and everything will be not perfect, but at least well enough that we can all calm down. But I actually don't think that way, because I'm one of those players who does vote with my wallet, and I have been buying mainly singles. I haven't bought a sealed product other than a box per release, one box that I use as a backdrop. Other than that, I haven't bought anything. And I'm sure many of you are going to put comments saying the exact same thing. The price is so annoying you. It has so got you near your boiling point that you don't know how to handle it. You don't know how to vocalize it. So you put down some comments saying, I'm not buying any of this. I'm just sticking to a couple of singles. I'm not even changing my deck up, Moxman. I'm just staying where I am. I'm buying reserve list cards because I am so upset at Wizards of the Coast. Those are the right answers for those players. Like myself, they have voted with their wallet and they are doing something else. Now here's the interesting thing. Play boosters, when they come to Canada, the cheapest I find is $209. Because we have import fees and stuff. Just go with me on this. $209.99 or $209.95, whatever it's going to be here in Canada. Those are the best prices for a play booster box, okay, for the 36-pack box. Some of those are already going on sale. You can find them locally for now $199, which means they're $10 off a box. That's $10. That's not insignificant. To put it below the 200 mark to try to get more eyeballs looking at the product. But that's not coming from distribution. That's not coming from Wizards of the Coast or a marketing team. That's your LGS. Your LGS is saying, whew, we got some money tied up here, boys. We got to free some cash up. If we can even move 10 boxes, that frees up, an extra couple of $1,000, right? We can get things moving here into our next product lineup. That's where they're at. That's where your local LGS is stuck holding the bag again. Do I expect product dumps? I really don't. I think your LGS may have some deals, but I'm not expecting stuff to hit Amazon because they saw how that worked out. Are serialized cards and fancy foils going to save it? No. As soon as their economic team, as soon as they went ahead and said that there was value of these cards, as soon as they acknowledged that these cards have a value per pack basis, they've mentioned a couple of their Magic streams, live streams, conversations, panels, all that stuff. They've mentioned this a few times now as they shift their attitude. But there's nothing backing that value up if we can't get the full price for the cards in the secondary market, if you can't shift things over. So because we know, even if the card says it's $40 on MTG Player and you're only getting $20 in cash, that means it's not actually worth the $40, is it? And that's where things get kind of funny. Because they can argue the price point of what their products are worth. But I'm going to say this till the day I die. They're only worth what some player is willing to pay. That's why some reserve list cards sell. That's why others don't. That's why some older sealed products sell and some don't. You wonder why somebody goes, hey, I can get a Crimson Vow collector box for $150 Canadian? I think I'll buy that. I can get draft boxes for $99 still? That's the price of 2 play booster boxes. Why, I can get one of those boxes, still have $100 left over, technically, of imaginary money, that I can go ahead and buy singles from the latest Magic set so I can get the cards I need. I can go ahead and build that new Baral Storm deck that's been hitting up in Modern again because of the bannings. I can get all the Scalding Tarns, all the other cards I need for about the price of 1 play booster box. Now, you would think this would be the perfect solution. Singles go up, Wizards is getting messed over, nobody's opening boxes, but all that's going to happen is they'll shift their stuff. Remember, they're water. They're the avenue of least resistance. They'll just switch their patterns up. And they will send down, secret layers or different things or do whole deck constructions at some point. Like they do with the Angels decks of just complete decks you can buy. It's crazy to think about, but Wizards of the Coast is an ever-evolving company. They know how to be a chameleon. They know how to shapeshift themselves and change their colors and change their stripes to fit those paths. But right now, dragging everything back to the center of this conversation about the price point. It is a game that's supposed to be played. Yes, I truly believe the cards need to have value, or they can't justify the price of those boxes. But I think they've missed the mark dramatically by changing the price point to what they put it at. If they have kept it at the set booster box price, but give us the extra 6 packs for free, I think that would have been the better compromise. And then slowly shift the price up over the next couple of years. Just little tiny increments that are not really noticed by the players as they creep you upward to the surface of the price that they want to get you to. Proper marketing is everything. But even with good marketing, even with the strategy I just laid out for you, there are going to be holes in the plot because it is beyond certain players' means to go that high. They get shifted down to buying 1 or 2 packs. They get shifted down to buying those 1 or 2 packs, not getting anything good because it's not as a broad range of packs of a box. that it's not sealed, they could get the 2 bad packs in that box that have absolutely no value, but they spent 15, 20 bucks getting them, and they get really frustrated and angry. If that happens once or twice, players get turned off and they go right back to singles anyway. So there are always going to be holes in any strategy and plot. You can't please everyone. But right now, I don't think Wizards of the Coast is pleasing anybody. There's not a single person who's been commenting about how they think the prices are fair, how they feel that this is working out for the best. So because of all that, because of how players are feeling, it's the boiling point for many of them in terms of what they are willing to pay for a sealed box, when they can go back 5 years or even go back a year ago and still get boxes for $99. Maybe not the best box, but you can draft that with some friends and it's 25 bucks a person, and that's a night of entertainment. It's kind of crazy, right? It's interesting to see what they will do. But right now, they're on the path of damnation. They're not going to change anything for the moment. And they're hoping that a set like Bloomborough is going to save them. This isn't about Modern Horizons 3, because those prices are actually basically where they were for Modern Horizons 2, and that was a smart play. But the other products are going to carry them through. And unless we see Bloomborough being a real hit, like out of the ballpark set, which encourages players to spend the money, this may not be an R&D problem. It is a pricing point problem. Knock off 30% Wizards of the Coast and see how many sales you get. Thanks again for tuning in, guys. Thanks for hanging out with me on the channel. And remember, guys, just go ahead, leave some comments in the comments section. Give this video a thumbs up. Spread it around the interweb so we can get some new viewers out there. And let's just talk about what's going on with the prices today, because MTG Finance is all about the money, the prices, and what's going on in the market. I'll see you guys tomorrow for another video. Have an awesome day today. Oh, that's right, you're here again. You can see all the credits flying by just like a movie. There's lots of people involved in the creation of this content every single day. And let's just shout it out here. Because of the amazing patrons we have on the channel, because of the YouTube membership members, the daily uploaded content, the research that happens in the backdrop, it is all because of these people helping out. So thanks again. Welcome back to the Ramble Jamble. You guys have made it to the end of the video! I know, I'm just yelling for the sake of yelling. Sorry if I scared your kids or your dogs in the backdrop. If the dog is howling, it's not my fault. It's something to do with the voice today. It's kind of broken up a bit. It's not really a cold. It just seems a little sore. So, we're here at the Ramble Jamble. We're here at the end. You guys get the tidbits? Welcome to the tidbits section of the Ramble Jamble. Ramble Jamble! Guys, the Play Booster Boxes sales, comparatively speaking, down from Ixalan, okay? From the Ixalan sales, which were reasonably high, by the way, we're down about 63%. Down from Ixalan. And Ixalan is down about 50% year over year compared to 2022. So you can see these mega drops in actual box sales. Yes, part of that's the sealed market collapsing. Part of that is people just going the singles route. But either way, the overall sales are dropping. And that is not good for the company, because nobody's ordering a restock. And that means eventually it's going to trickle its way back to Hasbro. Fourth quarter earnings and stuff. Now, they've got some saving goose. Okay, they've got a few little bits of loveliness coming in. I'm sure they do. The secret layers are doing better than before. You've got some higher sales volumes in those areas. We've got a few other little things like, hey, individual cards are being sought after. It gives us reprint equity into 2025 for possibly the new to-be-named Master Series that nobody knows about yet, that we had to rename and rebrand to get people involved. And we'll have the upcoming hype about the 2025 release schedule, so you're going to have extra things. And let's not forget what Marvel is going to do for this company with the whole thing I talked about with all the kids getting involved. Smart marketing, by the way. Very smart marketing. So, especially when that can be played on Arena, and you can introduce kids to your Arena format, and kids can play it for free, and parents won't argue. It's going to be kind of crazy. I don't think people think the way I think, but maybe they do. We'll find out. Anyway, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for being here. Interesting things coming our way. It's just not good right now for anything sealed market that Wizard of the Coast is putting out. And it's their own fault. See you guys soon.